on one hand we are getting some positive news that rate of recovery and the number of patients getting discharged from the hospital after COVID-19 infection has been rapidly increasing, but on the other hand, there are some disturbing news that 50 to 60 primary positive cases have been reported for in the past 2 to 3 days of time, which is really alarming, and this is the right time to take precautionary measures to boost the immunity. So we have to contain ourselves, and we have to concentrate on boosting the immunity, as well as we should have a mindset to stay in home and boost the natural physical immunity, as well as the we have to contain ourselves by doing meditations and other things, so that instead of dissipating the coronavirus by talking more and more about coronavirus or COVID-19 infection, so it is always better to concentrate on our boosting your immunity and do the day-to-day exercises and other things. It will really keep us calm, and it really help us a lot to overcome this pandemic crisis. So let us see what is actually in Ayurveda, how to boost the immunity, what are the steps have been told to boost the immunity. Whether there may be a lot of questions in front of us, whether the word pandemic has been described in Ayurveda, or the terminology immunity or immune system has been described in Ayurveda. The answer is yes. There are clear description about the pandemics or the epidemics in Ayurveda. They mentioned a term called Janapadodvamsa for pandemic. Janapadodvamsa means, Jana means people, Pada means the persons commute from one place to another. Udvamsa means manifestation of the disease. So when a person infected person especially, move from one place to another place, there may be a manifestation of disease which is known as pandemic. So it is clearly mentioned in Ayurveda what is pandemic, and there are also elaborate discussion about the immunity. There is two types of immunity mentioned in Ayurveda, in conventional system, which is humoral and cellular immunity, where in Ayurveda also there is clear description about paravojas and aparajojas. Ojas is the terminology usually used in Ayurveda for immunity. So let us see what is Ayurveda actually. So we know that Ayurveda is the oldest system of life science, and it is one of the Indian system of medicine practiced all over India. So criticism is not agreeable, but it is necessary for a system to grow. So here, yes, Sujit.
Sir, can you please put the PowerPoint as slideshow? Done. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So criticism is not agreeable at all, but it is mandate or necessary for a system to grow. So this system of medicine, especially Ayurveda, an Indian system of medicine, has underwent an extreme level of criticism during the period of invasion of British. But it survives, and it is in unbroken professional practice because of its strong fundamental phenomena. So the entire basic science of Ayurveda is on quantum logic and pro-nature holistic biology, operating through a unique format. So the primary objective is nothing. It focuses on prevention and promotion of health rather than the curing illness. So it maintains the health of the healthy person. It is for curing the ailments of the diseased person also. It is the only system of medicine which concentrates in the balance of mind and body, as well as Atma, that is known as spirit. Whereas the other system of medicines concentrate only on the physical symptoms, whereas Ayurveda takes always in account of a psychological system, that is mind system, symptoms also as well. So Ayurveda generally it pedestal on three important basic features. That is, first one is pro-nature approach. It strongly believes in the doctrine of Swabhava Paramavada, that means self-healing. It suggests that evolution of a disease, its manifestation or remission, are the functions of nature and are self-defined in the protection of organism. Hence, a person should always respect the biological responses and should never act against the nature. The overall defensive approach is always welcome in Ayurveda rather than the aggressive offensive approach in disease management. For instance, the immune enhancing strategies are always welcome, which is need of the hour. So immune boosting measures have been detailedly described in Ayurveda rather than the risky antibiotic or chemo or other unsafe interventions. The second most holistic feature is the holistic approach. We consider the entire attempt of diagnosis and treatment, we consider patient as a whole entity, encompassing the body, mind and spirit together. So here the entire spectrum of lifestyle management, starting from lifestyle management, considering the daily regimen, seasonal regimen and the Ritu regimen, everything is considered as a whole. So dietetics and soft nutraceutical medications are the basic matrix for therapeutic intervention in Ayurveda. The third important unique feature is personalized diagnosis and treatment strategy, where this was first described beautifully in Ayurveda, where now the concept of precision medicine or personalized medicine is taking all over the world. So we might have across like this is a concept which really works now. This is the need of the hour too, and which says that the two patients are never equal. Even though two persons are affected with the same disorder, they are given with different medicines in Ayurveda. Unlike in other conventional system of medicine, for example, patients suffering from a fever or one or two patients suffering from fever, for example, the paracetamol or calpol will be given, which will be working. But in case of Ayurveda, the same medicines cannot be given for two persons because we deal with genomics. As genome differs, the response of the treatment will also differ in the individuals. So this is considered to be the speciality of Ayurveda. Always we believe in personalized diagnosis and treatment strategy, and we never consider two patients are equal even though they are affected with the same diseases. So that there will be numerous medicines available for combination of herbs. We make use of those like herbs for prevention of the disease as well as promotion of health. So very recently published Lancet study shows that corona transition rate from first infection to severe conditions takes a time span of 4 to 9 days. This is considered to be the important note here. So, and the first 3 days we may come across symptoms like cough, cold. Sujit?
Pardon, sir.
Is it audible? Yeah.
We can get
no, sir.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah.
Continue.
On the onset of symptoms will appear for the first 3 days. Like one may experience a sore throat, cough and fever. Like it is due to the viral entry in the upper respiratory tract. So mostly 80% of the people will be showing the symptoms, and the research paper published in Lancet shows that 20% of them are asymptomatic and they tend to become a carrier. These 20% of the people are really alarming to the community. They may be the reason for the community spread. So how to avoid them? So the challenge is that we can it is a good news coming from state government of Gujarat that 50 to 60 cases they will be treating with some Ayurvedic interventions that Mrs. Jayanti Ravi, who is the health secretary of state government of Gujarat, has given a press conference saying that they were giving some Ayurvedic interventions for the positive COVID-19 cases, and within 4 to 7 days of time they were able to become negative. And the intervention given is they were advised to take ginger powder, 2 grams of ginger powder mixed with jaggery, and they were advised to keep in the tongue for sometimes, that is 4 to 5 minutes, until the time it gets dissolved completely in the tongue. So, and the next advice was given is they were advised to take hot water. It is not sizzling hot, bearable hot water was mixed with turmeric, 2 to 3 pinches of turmeric in each glass. They were advised to take 4 to 5 times a day. So this has benefited a lot. So this prevent the further severity of the symptoms, or this help the patient to overcome the cytokine storm also. The cytokine storm which really responsible for the severity of the symptoms, which may start from the 4th day, which leads to labored breathing and inflammation in the lungs, may lead to acute respiratory distress. So the patients were able to overcome the severity of the symptoms by taking the Ayurvedic interventions along with some Kvata or Kashaya is also advised. So we will may in the forthcoming presentation I will detail explain about the medicines whatever been used. So here we have to, the takeaway point is using ginger to overcome the severe cytokine storm, and taking hot water mixed with turmeric, 2 to 3 pinches of turmeric also plays a vital role to overcome the cytokine storm. So hence there is from 7th day or 8th day onwards, usually the multiple organ failure starts, and almost 5% of those infected need intensive care. So usually it resides for the 21 days and next, so casualty is happening between 15 to 20 days, and mostly the convicts are aged people. So here we have to take utmost care for the aged one, as well as nowadays for even for children the many cases have been reported positive. So here it is utmost, so hence there is an urgency to formulate the strategy to for strengthening immune system to avoid the virus entry, as well as to prevent the cytokine production to reduce the disease aggravation. The next is the Ministry of Ayush recommends certain self-care guidelines for preventive healthcare measures and boosting the immunity with special reference to respiratory health indeed, and these were supported by Ayurvedic literature and scientific publications. So there are simple Ayurvedic procedures named Nasya, which is one of the Panchakarma procedure. It is commonly used. It can be done as a daycare procedure also. That it means that nasal applications, applying sesame oil or coconut oil or ghee in both nostrils, approximately 2 to 3 drops can be instilled in both the nostrils in the morning and evening, which can prevent the virus entry through the nose. And the second important therapy or the procedure they have advised is Gandusha, which means oil pulling therapy, taking 1 tablespoon of sesame oil or coconut oil in mouth, which should not be drinked or swallowed, keeping as such or swishing the mouth for 2 to 3 minutes and spit it off, followed by warm water rinse. This can be done once or twice a day, which also prevents the virus entry through mouth. So apart from that, during sore throat or dry cough for non-COVID cases, steam inhalation plays a vital role in case of sore throat or dry cough, which may be done with some mint leaves or ajwain seeds. So and secondly, they are also advising for clove powder in case of sore throat persist. It can be mixed with honey or sugar, and as I said in the previous slide, we can use dry ginger mixed with jaggery also for sore throat, which will give relief as much as possible. The next is they were advising, especially Ministry of Ayush, concentrating more on Chyawanprash. So they were advising to take 1 tablespoonful, that is 10 grams in the morning. It is better to take in the evening also. 2 times it can be consumed. So as in the previous talk also, there were a lot of interpretation for vitamin C. This Chyawanprash is nothing but it is enriched with vitamin C, and the primemost ingredient is amla, which is enriched with vitamin C. So this will boost the vitamin C level. So it can be taken as a precautionary measure. Then the government of India, that is Ministry of Ayush, as mentioned the Ayush Kvata or Ayush Kudineer or Ayush Joshanda. It is called by different name. They were asking to take herbal tea or decoction made from 4 parts of tulsi leaves and 2 parts of cinnamon bark can be taken, and 2 parts of dry ginger and 1 part of black pepper. So this can be powdered into coarse form, and for taste you can add raisins or jaggery also. So 3 grams of this can be mixed with 150 ml of hot water, and it can be taken 2 to 3 times a day, which really prevents the entry of virus and it boosts the immunity. So the next most important thing is the golden milk concept. There is a drug known as Aridrakanda, which is made with the rhizome of turmeric, the central rhizome, mother root of the turmeric. This can be taken with 150 ml of milk. Half teaspoon of this haldi or turmeric is mixed with 150 ml of hot milk. It can be consumed once or twice a day, which really helps to boost the immunity, because curcumin is a natural antioxidant, and it various research work has been carried out for multiple therapeutic indications of curcumin. So this golden milk concept entered into the US also. They have been practicing this golden milk concept, and taking moringa leaves, that is moringa leaves, dry moringa leaves, powdered 2 teaspoon of powder morning and evening, really boost the immunity level, and it is rich in iron also, which is one of the factor like immunity can be boosted, like vitamin C, iron, and amino acid and zinc. These are the 4 dietary factors which really helps for boosting the immunity, and it can be derived from medicines like Chyawanprash, or from turmeric, or from various food substances. Especially this moringa leaf powder plays a vital role in boosting the immunity, because various micronutrients like zinc, magnesium and iron is present in this moringa leaf powder. So this is the circular given by Ministry of Ayush for preparation of this Ayush herbal tea or Ayush Kwat. So as I said, 4 parts of tulsi leaves can be taken with 2 parts of Cinnamomum cylanicum, that is bark of cinnamon, and ginger, this one dry ginger can be taken 2 parts, and mixing with 1 part of pepper. 3 grams of this powder can be dipped in or mixed with 150 ml of hot water, and it can be consumed twice or thrice a day for boosting the immunity. The next important is Pushnambupana, that is drinking hot water. So what is the effect of this hot water actually? There is various descriptions given, and more importance have been given for hot water, and this is advised or prescribed as the therapeutic intervention in most of the diseases also. So various preparations and various methods of preparations of hot water also considered, but a roll boiled water, hot water just keeping in sim or boiling the water is not said to be the hot water. The water should roll boil, that is according to WHO standard, hot water means it should roll boil. Actually it should roll while you are boiling, so at that point of time you have to stop stop the flame, and you have to make use of that water. There drinking hot water at a stretch, 1 to 2 glass at a stretch is advisable, because it gives a diaphoretic effect. It makes you sweat heavily, and it makes your body light. It denotes that you are free from any fever and other conditions, and it relieves constipation and helps for digestion, and most importantly it eliminates the plum, that is whatever the kapha or due to sore throat or cold, whatever it is present, it helps to come out of the cold. So this hot water intake is very much essential in case of pandemics. At least 2 to 3 times, 1 to 2 glass at a stage should be consumed. So it is indicated for various conditions like fever, diuretic in case of renal calculi, and for the mostly in respiratory conditions this has been advised. So apart from that, the Ministry of Ayush also advised various pranayamas, the meditative procedures, and especially halasana and tadasana. These are the 2 asana really helpful in these conditions to boost the immunity as well as keep the body mind in a balanced way. So it advised, the Ministry of Ayush also advised use of jeera, dhania and garlic in abundance during this pandemic time, along with haldi, that is turmeric. The next important thing is herbal fumigation. Ayurveda strongly advocates the herbal fumigation as a preventive measure at the time of pandemics. There are various references scattered around the classical literature of Ayurveda. So better to this acts really as a disinfectant and enhances the respiratory immunity as well by the way of fumigation. So this materials for doing this herbal fumigation can be sourced from the kitchen culinaries itself. We no need to go out for sourcing or find any shops to get this one. So here cow dung cake or coconut shell, what we have been with the home can be taken as a base for doing this. And the next one is the sesquiternia smoke, that is Parangi Sambrani, or this Kungalium can be sourced from nearby like country shops at Boswellia saeta, which acts as a natural disinfectant. And neem leaves, tulsi leaves, mostly it is of like wet leaves, fresh leaves can be taken instead of going for like dry leaves. And turmeric rhizomes all are in equal part, and ghee to ignite, and fumigate with the smoke all places from entrance to back door, in and around the houses, both morning and evening, for 2 to 3 weeks continuously or until the pandemic breaks. It acts as a disinfectant and normalizes the respiratory functions. Please note that if any COPD cases or any other severe respiratory illness patients or old age patients are there in home, ask them to stay away during the fumigation. While the fumigations get over, they can come back. So we are talking about Kerala. They were able to contain this pandemic in a right situation because they were following the basic principles of Ayurveda. Usually this pandemic is considered to be like a poison. So where they were considering the basic principles, like they were given a drug called Vilvadi Gulika as a preventive or prophylactic measures. So this is a circular by the state police chief of Kerala, and they were advising the police personnel as well as the ASHA workers and health professionals who are involved in COVID-19 cases, handling the COVID-19 cases. They were able to tackle this one without any further aggravations or further transmission of the cases. Two medicines plays a vital role, that is Vilvadi Gulika. It is given as morning one, night one after food, and Sudarshana Churnam tablets. It is enriched with the Nilavembu. This Sudarshan Churnam main ingredients Andrographis paniculata, nothing but Nilavembu, along with some 14 to 15 ingredients are there. All are said to like boost the immunity, and very good research articles are prevalent. More research articles are present on these ingredients of Sudarshana Churnam tablet. So this can be consumed in the night. So for as a prophylactic measures, and this Shadanga Kashaya Churnam is for this herbal decoctions. What now the Ayush Path, what I have been describing, that is more than enough for, that is a replacement for this Shadanga Kashayam. So this is what the Kerala people are able to do. And 2 to 3 days back, there is also an instruction given to the people of Kerala that they should go with an umbrella actually. When they are going out for getting the essential things, the most essential things, the state government had advised the people to go with an umbrella, because it was given in Ayurvedic test during the pandemic times for moving for more essential things. So it always, because to maintain the 2 meters distance, the umbrella helps actually. So it remembers you, or it sparks you to use the makes the social distancing. It is a way of creating the social distancing, and it is mentioned in an Ayurvedic classical 13th century AD. A book was written by Haimadri, that is Ashtanga Hridaya. In that book, it is clearly mentioned that during the pandemic times, if at all the people wants to go out for essential things, it is better to go with an umbrella for a social distancing. Even social distancing have been described beautifully in the text called Ayurveda, text in Ashtanga Hridaya. So the entire part, even the prophylactic measures and the clinical, managing the clinical symptoms of COVID-19 or any kind of pandemic, and even the convalescence period, managing convalescence of the patients, have been described beautifully in Ayurveda. So natural immune boosters said this for iron, you can consume this black dates, dry grapes, fig fruit or apple. When you cut the apple turns black because it is enriched with iron. Because of the presence of irons only, it turns to dark brown or brown then black because of the presence of iron. And better to go with palm candy. Actually it enhances the iron content in the body, which is very much essential for the resistance from the diseases. And consuming fresh lime and amla fruits enhances the vitamin C, which is essential for the immunity. So over fresh lime, amla is the primemost sources and is a better one. Rather than going for fresh lime, try to go for fresh amla juice or fresh amla fruits for enriching the vitamin C. And then for boosting the zinc levels, so it is always better to intake papaya or watermelon. The seeds of papaya and watermelon is enriched with zinc. Or else that ready-made preparations are available. for boosting the zinc level. Zinc is said to be one of the natural immune booster, and with various compound formulations like Zincovit and other Zincofer and other formulations are available that can also help, especially for the children below 10 years of age. They can be enriched with zinc, some quantity of zinc like 5 ml of this syrup, or ask them to take this papaya seeds or watermelon seeds regularly during this pandemic and after the pandemics also help to improve the zinc level. And especially amino acid, the next most important thing is essential amino acids, which is in that lysine and isoleucine plays a vital role in boosting the immunity level, so which can be sourced from black beans and pumpkin seeds and soys, etc. So how these Ayurveda herbs, like there are a number of herbs have been described for immunomodulatory effect to boost the immunity as well as adaptogen. So how this actually works? All these herbs contains dietary polyphenols that enhance the immunity, prevent the modulation of transcription factors at the NRF factor and NF-kappa factor, and also minimize the COVID-19 by inhibiting the angiotensin converting enzyme 2. So the inhibition of ACE2 plays a vital role in boosting the immunity and prevent the COVID-19 infections. So by inhibiting the ACE2, one of the pathway for infection, so this plays a vital role. These all the Ayurvedic herbs what we are going to discuss and what I am going to discuss in the future. And forthcoming slides also plays a vital role by inhibiting the ACE2 inhibitors. So during this COVID-19, you have to follow some certain principles which is known as daily regimen, which is described in Ayurveda by name Dinacharya. So you should take timely food and you should take food when you are getting hungry. So please eat according to your body clock time, not to the wall clock time. Like usually we people, if we have mindset that we have to take lunch between 1 to 2. It's not like that. Whenever you get angry, you try to have the food, because we during these pandemic times, the calories have been burned less and lack of physical exercise also there. So it should not be the case. So whenever you are getting hungry, you take. So only 2/3 of the capacity of the stomach should be filled with food or liquid items. So 1/3 should be left empty for better absorption and digestion. So eat for your appetite, not for the acidity during this pandemic situation. And Ayurveda describes beautifully how to take the food also. There are 6 days and how, in what order you have to take the food. Like food should start with sweet, and secondly they are asking to end with kashaya taste, that is astringent taste. And food can be of solid or liquid state, it can be hard or light, it can be cold or hot. But ideal time to they also mention what is the ideal time to take food is this morning. Even Nobel laureate have been one Nobel Prize have been awarded for consumption of this raw vegetables and fruits. How to take this raw vegetables and fruits by name Dr. Murad as beautifully described, and he got Nobel Prize for this one. So South Indian way of taking food, it is described like start with sweet, then order. This order should be followed. It should end with tambulam, that is it aids for better digestion, and this betel leaf also very good antioxidant. What to eat and what not to eat during this pandemic time. So mung dal, this tur dal what we are using as a regular dietary food, it is not at all good during the pandemic time, as well as for regular use. We usually said it is worst of all the pulses. So sesame oil, it is a wonderful oil, and because it is set as nallanna because it is giving good result. So that out of all the oils present, we call that as sesame oil as nallanna because it is giving good benefit, so that it is called as nallanna. So then instead of this sea salt, better go for rock salt, and then frequent use of ghee is also advised during this because it aids in better digestion. It keeps the digestive tract mucated, and usage of buttermilk with processed with ginger and cumin seeds are advisable, and cow milk is advisable during this time, and frequent intake of amla for vitamin C, and black or dry grapes for iron. And if non-vegetarian, they can go for red meat mutton because it is rich in vitamin B12, which is also necessary for boosting the immunity, and honey which is having a lot of amino acids, or it is a natural anti-mucus, like it helps us to come out of cold or sore throat easily. And what not to eat, as I told, tur dal and potato, refrigerated items, keeping for 2 to 3 days. The batter of idli, dosa should not be like practiced during this pandemic time. So fresh batter should be taken, and fine flowed items or this maida should not be taken. Try to go for like coarse powdered items. Taking fish daily is not advisable during this pandemic times, because some people and the coastal side peoples are having habit of taking the daily consumption of fish daily, so it is not advisable. And hybrid vegetables and grains and other things better to avoid this time. And sugar, consumption of sugar also plays a vital role, because it is processed with sulfur, which is responsible for hampering the immunity, especially respiratory health. So as I said, like there are three Nobel Prize winners have proven the basic fundamental of Ayurveda. One is Ota, Dr. Ota of Warburg. In 1931, he says that cancer cells cannot survive in oxygen environment. So insert more oxygen in the body by exercises. So it is very clear that exercise, that is set in Ayurveda by name Vyayama, is it is explained in the context to Dinacharya, that is daily regimen. A person should do daily exercises to boost his immunity, not only to boost his immunity, for the prevention of diseases as well as for maintenance of health. For normalizing his physical and mental status, one person should go for exercise minimum of 1 hour, at least for 45 minutes at a stretch. By doing exercise by going walk doesn't mean that going walk for 10 to 20 minutes, sitting for 10 minutes and then continuing the walk. It is not a proper exercises. At a stage, minimum 30 to 40 minutes you should complete a walk or doing the exercise until it sweats completely. So the right time to stop the exercise is until your body completely sweats. So this is said to be the most important thing, and which was proven by Mr. Dr. Otto, and it inserts more oxygen. And recently there are also, like once the COVID-19 cases have been postpartum, after postmortem they were able to find that there is some oxygen, lack of oxygen like in the blood, and dissociation of iron content from hemoglobin, so leads to death. So in such cases, exercises may boost the oxygen level in the body. The second one is by Dr. Murad. He says the blockages in arteries can be removed with nitric oxide by eating raw vegetables and fruits. So this concept was beautifully explained in Ayurveda by Ado Falani Bunjani. That means start your day with fruits and let it be the breakfast. In empty stomach, if you are taking the fruit, it will give like essential benefits. Like he also says that like up to 4% of all cancers can be prevented by taking fruits in the morning. So eating fruits in the morning helps the fiber, vitamins, natural antioxidants and phytochemicals to rush into the bloodstream for better absorption, and thus preventing the various disorders. And it helps to curtail the production of lactic acid, carbonic acid, which really hampers the immune system. So he says that eat plenty of fruits and vegetables to widen the and remove the blockage of arteries, and it helps for proper blood supply to the healthy cells. So this is also basic principle which was proven by Dr. Murad, and it was awarded with the Nobel Prize in 1998. The third most important thing is autophagy. This concept is still followed by our South Indian people, known as Langanam Paramaushadam, nothing but Viradam. Hungry body eats the damaged cells and cancer cells. The best way to boost the immunity without any external intervention is fasting. Fasting increases immunity and kills the cancer cell. Be fast at least once a month or once a week to increase the immunity. So this Anganam Paramaushadam is a very basic principle of Ayurveda that you can get from the quote that starve the fever and stop the cold. You have to starve while you are in fever or any other disorder. So this is said to be the super medicine. This Langanam Paramaushadam, that is fasting, is said to be the super medicine, and fasting has power to cure the diseases. And the 15th century physician by name Paracelsus says that fasting is the physician with you. And you can come across that even dogs don't take their favorite food when they have illness. They will perform fasting and take rest until their body is healed. So it is nature of our body to switch off the taste buds during illness, requesting not to eat. But nowadays, even we have fever or whatever the diseases, we want to satisfy our taste buds. So this is the reason, because everything, all the disease, according to Ayurveda, the disease start from the stomach only. So that we frequently ask whether you have good appetite, or you are good, whether you have constipations, or your digestion is good, or do you have any burning sensation in the chest. So we have to treat. That is the most important for an Ayurvedic physician, to treat the stomach. So all the diseases have been starting with the stomach and the food. This is the reason we are getting a lot of diseases. So fasting will help to enrich the immunity. Fasting can be done one time a week or full day in a month. There are various types of fasting mentioned. One is water fasting, taking only water during the fasting for 12 hours or even for 24 hours, and water plus honey. And if like old age people want to do fasting, they can go with coconut milk or fruit juice fasting. So there are a number of benefits. Some of the benefits of fasting is it cleanses the blood. And the most important is, since this lockdown period have been like extended for more than 30 days from initial last month, so it is better time to go for detoxification of your body. The bio detoxification is mandatory. At this time, it's like you can have like 2 to 3 spoons of Trifla Churnam at the bedtime. So it will create mild relaxation next day, and it is a natural way for detoxifying your stomach. And then you can do fasting, and it naturally increases the immunity too. And fasting will improve the liver functions, and it promotes the healthy digestive system. And more importantly, it keeps your mind calm and relaxed. So there may be a question during fasting, shall I see TV, or shall I do some better, do pranayama, or keeps like try to be quiet during the fasting time, which really helps you a lot. And it's good for healthy skin and healthy heart also. If someone wants for a blemish, like good like shiny skin, fruit fasting will help you a lot in such cases. So make a note that I would like to stress 2 plants for during this pandemic. One is Ctenospora cordifolia, which is named as Guduji in Sanskrit. Guduji means to protect, which is also called by the name Amrita, means elixir. Really, this is an elixir of all the among the plants, because it gives benefit really to the elixir. So it is a bitter concept. Almost 10% of charantin is present, and this plant is said to be the powerful adaptogen, which really boosts the immune system. And in fact, it gives better result than ginseng and ashwagandha. There are various phytochemical alkaloids present in this one, like one is sesquiterpenoids and steroids, cardiosides and polysaccharides, which really help to boost the immunity. And it is advised in many cases for many disorders, like even for diabetic, even for any urinary problem and skin disease, and especially it boosts the hemoglobin levels also. So it is said to be the best rasayana in Ayurveda. Rasayana means which rejuvenates your cell, so it rejuvenates your body. So during this pandemic time, it is advised to take this plant. Usually stem of this plant and leaves of the plants is a useful part. This in our university, next to the Institute of Hotel Management fencing, you can see it is a climber plant. It is available in plenty, and you can see in the main campus fence facing the lake. So like numerous quantity of climbers are available in our campus itself. You can use this one. It is better to plant this plant in each flat or apartments or in each house. There are 2 plants it is mandate to have in each house. The one is this Ctenospora cordifolia, next one is Lakshmi Taru, which is known as Simaruba globa. It is a medium sized tree. These 2 plants will prevent you from many diseases, and in future there may be lot of viral infections or bacterial infections, like this pandemics or epidemics can like create lot of stress on us, but these plants consumption daily will prevent you and boost the immunity level slowly. Like it can be consumed like green leaves, or like a day-to-day green leaves what we are using, like palak and other things. It can be the leaf of the plant can be used as an curries, and it should be like we should cultivate the habit to use this plant daily in our diet to attain maximum immunity. The second plant I quoted is Lakshmi Taru. This Lakshmi Taru is a plant which was really promoted by like Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji, like Art of Living group, and it was mostly it is indicated for cancer, the first stage 1 and 2 of cancer, and it's given wonderful result. Numerous researches are going on in the laboratory levels, and it has given like beneficial result. In case of antioxidant, it is having antiviral property too. It is having antiviral property too, and it is used for diabetes and so on. So, and from SRMIST, we have made a suggestion and concept note to Ministry of Ayush, preparation known as Lakshmi Taru Jalapanam. Like preparation is that if you are able to source this plant from any source, you can have this Lakshmi Taru Jalapanam, which is nothing but aqueous extract of this Simaruba glauca for 15 days continuously. This will boost the immunity and prevent us from any disorders. So we have to take the mature shade dried leaves of this one or bark pieces, cut them into small pieces and put them in 200 ml of water, boil them in a low flame in the previous day night, leave it overnight, and next day morning on empty stomach you have to filter that one and you have to consume that 150 ml. And in the evening also the same leftover part should be filled with 200 ml of water, and it should be boiled for 10 minutes and left throughout the day, and the evening you can have this 150 ml of leftover part of this extract. This will give wonderful result, and the same is indicated for any rheumatoid arthritis condition as well as for immunocompromised disease wherever it is there. This formulation is prescribed, and this concept note was submitted by us to the Ayush, and they also invited us to give detailed proposal for this Lakshmi Taru Jalapanam. Maybe may getting positive result. This may be come to public domain also shortly. And the other immune enhancement and convalescence medicines have been described by state government of Tamil Nadu, and TN government has given some preparations, common preparation for immune enhancement, that is Indugandha Kashayam, and the dosage is 50 ml with 60 ml of lukewarm water. It should be consumed before food twice a day. And Kushmanda Rasayanam, which is rich in this white pumpkin, is the main ingredient, this Kushmanda Rasayanam, so which acts as a natural immune booster. And Agastya Rasayana is another one, medicines like Chawanprasa, where this kaduka is major ingredient, and which actually boosts the immunity. And during the exhibition of exhibiting clinical symptoms on COVID-19 cases, so in Tamil Nadu they have not given any intervention to the COVID-19 positive cases, but in Gujarat state government has made that one, and they were able to tackle the issue positively. And the state government of Goa also, where they have very minimum reported case of COVID-19, they are also using this Ayurvedic medicine widely, since the CM Dr. Pramod is himself an Ayurvedic doctor. He has taken maximum measures to prevent this COVID-19, and he has attained this benefit of Ayurvedic medicines by using effectively on COVID-19 cases. And then the state government of Kerala, they have effectively able to contain the COVID-19 cases, since Kerala was the first state to report this COVID-19, but now they were in the 8th or 9th positions, and within 300 to 400 positive cases they were able to contain very effectively. And then state government of Chhattisgarh, where actually they have isolated the patient very early, and they have given the Ayurvedic intervention, because the ex-CM of Chhattisgarh, also an Ayurvedic doctor, Dr. Raman Singh, he also advised the present government to go for Ayurvedic interventions, and they were able to do effectively. And these are the ingredients in Indugandha Kashayam. So these medicines also available, and maybe readily available for the public domain in 1 or 2 weeks. because the government has given massive orders to the manufacturers made to put in this public domain. So it may be the drug of choice for prevention of the disease as a prophylactic measure and as well as for convalescence measure. These are some of the peer-reviewed research articles on Tinospora cardifolia and other ingredients whatever I described. And prevention is always better than cure, and which is the primary motto of Ayurveda too. So the only level only thing which prevents is try to boost the immunity up and try to mask yourself, sanitizer, and maintain the social distance, and think positively, because what you think, what you are. Don't talk too much about corona and it may multiply. So be positive, and this is the right time to go for reverse pharmacology. Being an Ayurveda doctor, I have to emphasize this one. So at least to the positive cases who are interested in taking this Ayurvedic medicine should be implemented, and the reverse pharmacology plays a vital role to validate the Ayurvedic drugs and system in this kind of treatment. As a prophylactic measure, various drugs have been explained, and this ashwagandha can be given, Guduji, that is Tinospora cardifolia, can be given, and apart from that there is a drug known as Cibactam, that is hypophyraminoid, which is rich in vitamin C and other phytonutrients. So that can also be play a vital role in bringing the immunity to prevent the COVID-19 cases, and this Chyawanprash has already explained. So unless going for an integrative approach, it is very tough to bring medicines or vaccine into the public domain. So it may take some more time, because the reports are not positive, because we came to know that one volunteer have been moved almost expired, because there were no positive response for this COVID-19 vaccine. So here, unless the treatment models are genetically tested, therapeutic response is not guaranteed. So hence there is a great need of intense interface of Ayurveda with modern biomedical sciences to allow the growth of third superior dimension of biomedicine today. And forget not, be positive, show your solidarity against the COVID-19, and follow the guidelines given by government of Tamil Nadu and the state government and the Ministry of Ayush. Then and there, be at home, go only for very, very essential things. Don't go for essential things also. You try to go out when there is very, very essential necessity. Otherwise, it cannot be contained. So do some yogasana and other things. It may help you to keep you calm in forthcoming days. And thank you. I thank the organizers, and we'll go from the interactive sessions. That will be more helpful, I hope so. Sujit?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yes.
Any part with any?
So now it is open for the discussion. Thank you for giving wonderful talk, Dr. Sudhish.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, this is the College of Pharmacy. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, it was such a nice presentation, and you have unveiled many of the unknown thoughts from the Ayurvedic origin. I just wanted a clarification how the nasal application of oils will help in preventing this corona.
Actually, there is no scientific evidence till date the nasal application will prevent. Usually for preventing any sort of microorganism and other things, it is described in Ayurveda. Nasya is the best method to prevent, because since it is oleate, like oil in nature, the further entry through the nose can be prevented. So even though after nasya also, like nasal installation also, we should wear mask. So that is the only way. Like there are mostly it is entry is through mouth and nose. So to avoid the nasal entry, it is advised like once or twice, so that it may not the entry of virus may not go beyond the certain extent of the nose. It may go beyond the turbinates of the nose, nasal turbinates. That is the reason they might have given by Ministry of Ayush. I hope so.
Okay. Sir, one more thing.
Yes.
Regarding the Kavachara Kudini, how is this going to work for this?
Yes, actually, Kavasara Kudini, I am not the right person to comment on it, but Siddha traditional system,
There are a lot of,
yeah, it is a Siddha traditional system of medicine. It contains 15 ingredients. I have gone through the ingredients of the medicine. But as I was repeatedly saying during my presentation, you have to follow the daily regimen and seasonal regimen. This Kafasura Kudinir should not be used during this summer sessions, because most of my patients have been using this one or other day they keep on calling and they were having some symptoms like gastritis or lower abdominal pain. Because most of the ingredients, out of 15 ingredients, there is an ingredient known as Anacyclus pyrethrum, Akaragaram, which is extremely hot in potency. So those drugs can be taken during this winter season or rainy season. How far it will help during the summer, no, that put us in big question mark. But the ingredients are very well to be said to be immunomodulatory and adaptogen, and it contains this Andrographis paniculata again, and it contains that Siriganjeri root, which is said to be the one of the antioxidant, rich in antioxidant. Apart from that, what I feel is what the Kavasura Kudinir, what we are getting now, may not contain 15 ingredients. I hope so. Because I made an extensive study with the manufacturers, they were not able to procure all the 15 ingredients. They were making duplicate of one ingredient. Like if one ingredient is not there, 2 parts of other ingredients have been added. So this is my view on that one. But it is good for any kind of fever and other respiratory kind of fever, no, respiratory kind of health disorders. It is usually advised by Siddha doctors.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Can I answer for the oil?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, madam, since the oil also in nature, coconut oil or any oil helps in preventing the attachment to the receptors. A lot of studies has recently, even in the February group also has done it with the coconut oil also. And that seems to be now it's picking up. Both oil and coconut oil, sesame oil, all those things. Even one homeopathy doctor in March around 25th itself, she has put a message. Even when you go out, coconut oil all over. Even you can see and wipe in handles and everywhere it's there. I can pass it on to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Shall I add a point on it? Shall I add a point on it? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sujesh, I want to add a point on this. There is a preparation known as Anutailam in Ayurveda. Usually that is indicated during this pandemic time to prevent the entry into the nose. The Anutailam contains various ingredients which is antioxidant nature, which binds the so-called microorganism or whatever the virus or bacteria, and it like expels out through the nasal discharge. That might be the reason they were like advising this kind of nasal instillation during this pandemics. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Satish?
Yes.
Yeah, Ramkumar here.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for your good morning. Thank you for your informative talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now the question is there any authentic parameter to measure our immunity? Because both our talks must have, okay, you boost up immunity is fine.
Yes.
How can you make sure
Like
immunity is boosted up or not?
authentically, we can go through blood parameters only. We have to take the help of blood parameters.
The parameters like TNF alpha and
In the inflammatory, pro-inflammatory markers and inflammatory markers, and glutathione, T-bars and immunoglobulins, which will be Ig antibodies. Yes.
For practical point of view, these parameters are very expensive. So how do you make sure that I am, the immunity really boosted?
Actually, immune building is not 1 day or 1 week game. It is like it should be of continuous usage. If an Ayurvedic drug or any dietary polyphenols, as I mentioned and you know very well, it should be of a continuous intake so that immunity will be built. So here there is no like yardstick to measure the immunity. We can make with some symptoms. If a person is like he himself should like come out if he is having any other associated disorders which might be due to immunity or immunocompromised disorder. By following this, if he is not exhibiting or eliciting any symptoms, so that might be the yardstick. But this cannot be scientifically or clinically. We cannot consider this a yardstick to measure the immunity parameters. But only way is to go for blood parameters. Only. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any participants with any queries?
And I got an chat like Dashamula Arishtam or this Talisadi Churnam, whether it will be, whether it has any demerits. Like it is not having any demerits, like this one. Dasamula Arishtam is also very good for, especially it is contain 10 ingredients which is having all anti-inflammatory properties, which is said to be good anti-inflammatory, and it is very good for digestive system also. Any IBS conditions or inflammatory bowel disorder conditions, this Dasamula Arishtam is used. And next to Talisadi Churnam, this contains Piper langum as one of the ingredient. So for a stipulated period of time this can be used. In case of sore throat or running nose, in case of dry cough, this helps a lot. So that's what in chat I got a query, so I want to address that one. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Hello.
Whether it is home-related problem or water.
So, sir, I am not getting you.
Regarding the COVID-19, whether it is a home-related problem or water people take it.
No, what related you are asking?
But I want to know whether it is home-related or water.
No, I want to know it is kapha or vada related. I am right, sir? It is of kapha or vata related.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
It is both related, sir. Whenever there is a transition or transmission of disease without vada influence, it cannot be transmitted from one person to other. And it is said that droplets can remain in the air. The COVID-19 droplets can remain in the air for 3 hours. If a person passes through on the way where he sniffs, that also and it is since the patients are exhibiting some cold and sore throat symptoms, definitely kapha is also related, and we say that it is tridosha involvement is there. Even pitta is also related, because fever is also one of the symptoms. Without elevation of pitta, fever cannot be there. So this is involvement of tridosha, that is vada, pitta and kapha.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have a small quit. I bought the Dasamula Arishtam 1.5 years back. Can I use it now? Yes, I didn't.
You can use, madam, because Dasamu Arishtams, they don't have any validity period or expiry date. For your kind information, it is like wine. The older wine will be more efficacy. So whenever it is aged, it will be giving better result than the new one.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. But one more question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
For my daughter's delivery, we bought one not Arishtam, that Colombo.
Okay, Danvandara Colombo.
So, can I use it now for her? It's It's around 1.5 years back I bought it.
You can use it, madam. Around 2 years, no? Till 2 years, Asperi was 18 months they might have given, but 2 years you can use this Colombo. If it is of Dhanvandara Colombo, usually Dhanvandara Colombo is used for this gynecological status and post-obstetric cases.
Yes,
You
sir.
can make
Yes,
it.
sir. But actually, many said that if I use it after delivery for after a long period of time, it will cause side effects. That's why we were little scared and we didn't use it.
No problem. Actually, Dasamola Aristam, it is very good to use. Along with Jeeraka Aristam, they used to give for in the post-delivery status, a post-natal condition. So it can be used. It is of it will yield better result only. Unless she exhibits like if she is having any comorbidity factors like GRD, like any acidity and gastritis conditions, better to avoid. But otherwise, if she is normal, she can use all these things.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So can an old person can they use this Dasamola Aristam by 50 and above?
Sure, madam. They can use. They can use. They can use.
Yes,
this.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
This is Sarvu from chemical engineering, sir.
Yes, sir.
During this pandemic time, how the diabetic type 1 kind of patient can be, the prevention measures and the food and other things, how they can prevent from this?
Yeah, as a prevention measure, I told this Guduji, the Guduji tablet can be consumed if like of less than 10 years old, they can have one tablet in the morning and one tablet in the evening. This will really boost the immunity level, and this helps on one or other way. It helps to check the diabetic conditions also. And apart from that, tablet ashwagandha can. Hello, is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ashwagandha tablets can also be taken, but my advice is to go with either with this Guduji tablet and that golden milk what I have told. So if she is less than 10 years, they can have almost like 2.5 grams of turmeric with 100 ml of milk. Morning and evening we can advise her to take. So this will really prevent or boost the immunity, and it helps to check the glucose level also. Whether it is of type 1 or type 2, the advice is same. Yes.
Guduji tablet is available in our...
It is available in all the pharmacy by like Himalaya Drug Company by name Guduji. They are having tablets. It is available in allopathy pharmacy also. It can be sourced from there. Otherwise, you can bring to me. I will make arrangements for that. Okay. Thank you. Hello. Sujit?
Hello, yes.
Yes.
Hello.
From Madurai. I just want to ask you one thing. When I buy these Ayurvedic tablets or Shuranam or something like that, they never give expiry date. Mean that it can be used whenever.
Ma'am, like all the preparations, you have to get with the label for kind information. Those who are in the forum, most of the practitioners, they used to repack and they give. Better you go ask for labeled products. It will have date of manufacturing and date of expiry and number of like grams or number of tablets in the container or the pack. Each and every preparation have expiry date. Only this basmas, asavas and aristas, they don't have any. Or rasa preparations, what we called as mercurial preparations, or this metallic preparation, they don't have any expiry date, because since it gets aged, its efficacy will be more. But this churna, kashayams and this lickable items like jams, this legumes all these other dosage forms in Ayurveda, they have expiry date. And tablets, they have expiry date. All the formulation, they have expiry date, like allopathic formulations, they have expiry date. Even syrups, whatever now available in the market, even soft gel capsules, whatever is available in the market, they have expiry date. Without expiry date, you should ask for packed items. If they are repacking and giving in loose, then you cannot find out the expiry date.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello.
There is general question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If they say don't take fruits in the empty stomach, especially in the morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you are suggesting to take the fruits in the morning.
Yes, sir.
If it's elaborating,
Yes, sir.
it's always contradictory. People say don't eat fruits in the morning.
Yes, sir. That is a misconception actually pursued by our community. So actually, whenever we want to have better result, we should put in the empty stomach. What I feel is, and moreover, the acid medium in the stomach, like before anything, like in the morning, the stomach pH will be acidic. I hope so. So it yields for better absorption of iron and other micronutrients or essential nutrients. We need acid medium for better absorption. That might be the one of the reason to have this one. And with nitric oxide, no. So nitric oxide functions are more important in raw vegetables and fruits. So to widen the blood supply to the essential organs or vital organs, to take food or like fruits in the empty stomach is advisable.
It's better to have fruits in the early morning, right?
Yes, sir. We have to start with fruits, sir. But that breakfast should be our fruit. Like what I mean is before tea or coffee, it should be fruit.
Sir, I would like to add one point here.
Yes.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah. If you are a diabetic diabetic patient, try to avoid taking banana in empty stomach, sir. Banana or high carbohydrate substances.
Like yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Carbohydrate.
Yes, sir.
No.
Better to avoid fruits.
Not. Yeah. All the fruits you cannot consume in the morning. There are limitations in the fruits to be taken. Like jackfruits and other fruits, mango, we cannot consume in the morning, which may leads to acidity also. So there are limitations in the fruits. So you have to select the fruits in such a manner that it suits you.
Okay. You cannot take all the fruits.
Yes, sir. Yes. Preferably apple because it's rich in most of these things. And amla juice.
Good to have apple in the morning.
Yeah, morning and amla juice. Amla juice.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Thanks, sir. One more questions. Can we take some? Like I'm not using it. So in the chat there are questions like. Can we use this herbo-metallic or herbo-mineral preparation during COVID-19? Yes, there are n number of preparations are there. One of my good friend has asked this question, I hope so. So, there are a lot of herbo-mineral and herbo-metallic preparations which is advised during this pandemic. For example, there is a preparation known as Tribuna Kirtiras. Tribuna Kirtiras where it is triturated with gudji again. So, it can be consumed. Apart from that, Kasturi pills is there, Dhanvantara Gulika, lot of preparations are there. But now I am concentrating more on the ingredients, whatever can be taken from kitchen culinary.
Where we can get it now? No, it's difficult to get it.
Yeah, that's right. So that I am concentrating. Yes, sir. So that I have a
apartment. Most of the kids never seen trees also in their life.
Yes, sir. That is the thing.
4 walls of the house.
Yes, that's what in future. Everyone should have this Guduji plant in their homes. It is a climber actually. Like money plant, they can grow. It is like vegetative propagation only. They can have in their pot and they can like grow that one. That is a wonderful plant. They should have the habit of taking that leaves or stem like regularly, so that it will give good result. Especially from childhood, they should practice the children for consuming this plant.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Double name of fruit is
Seendil Kodi.
Sindil.
Seendil, yes.
Sindil Kodi.
Seendil Kodi. Since it is a climber. Yes, Kodi.
Okay. Thank you again for giving this full talk.
Sir. Thank you,
Most
sir.
of the people might have enjoyed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sujit, shall we close the lesson?
Any other? Any?
So there is a questions in chat. When can we have Dashamula Arishta? So Arishtams after food, morning and night, they can have Dashamula Arishta. When can we have Dashamula Arishta? The question is, you can have morning, preferably 20 ml, like without adding water also you can have. Thank you.
Please give her email ID of contact number.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
then people will contact
So
you.
it is in the slide also. Yes.
Okay.
Satish sir,
Yes.
can you please put your chat boxes so that any other further queries they.
Yeah. Admin chat. Where is my chat?
Yes, sir.
Senio, they can make a note of my mail ID. AYUR Ayur Satish SATISH @gmail.com. And my mobile number is 988 48 45887. Yes, right.
Satish sir, some of them are asking for the PP.
Sir, I have shared. I will mail that and also to Sujit madam, so that he can share to all.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Sujit, and ask for the timing, Sujit.
And one more small request from all the participants. Currently, we are conducting our webinar by 11 p.m. 11 a.m. every day. So, few working faculties and them are. See, you may know the opinion of all participants here that. Any time or to know yourself.
Kindly clear your concern whether to continue at 11 o'clock or any alternative time.
Yeah. So the Google Form, so you can get also
Better you send the Google form so that they will give the input. You get the feedback also and keep it as record.
yes, sir. Once again, so be there. I'll also post it on the mail and WhatsApp so everybody can reply to that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I thank organizers
Thank
and
you, Satish
yes,
sir,
sir.
Dr. Napoleon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Kanta, Madam, and
Thank you, madam.
Directorate of Research for giving me this opportunity to share. Thank you.
Thank you for the participants. I think today it has taken long time, 2 hours.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you, Sujit, for helping us to organize.
Thank you, Sujit. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.